Hey folks, welcome to Wild Kentuckiana Live. I'm your host, Tom Chamberlain. And don't forget you can find us on Facebook, and we got some great guests this week. Now we have some representatives from Cabelas, everybody's favorite outdoor place to buy all their gear for upcoming deer season, turkey season, waterfowl. Y'all cover it all from dog supplies to every aspect of hunting and fishing, ATV, waders, you have it all. It's the Mecca Disney World for grown adults. So I want to thank Toni for coming in today, and Jesse.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Now, Toni, we're going to start out with you. What is actually your title with Cabelas?
I'm the retail marketing manager at the Louisville store here.
Okay, and y'all have been open for approximately almost 3 years now?
April to be 3 years.
You've been with them the whole time?
Yes, we opened the store.
Now, retail marketing manager can mean a lot of different things. Go in a little bit of detail on what your actual job is there.
We do a lot of events inside the store to help promote our different products that we sell, as well as partnering with our conservation partners out in the community to get kids and women and veterans and other people into the sport of hunting, fishing, camping, and just trying to get people introduced and
to the outdoors in general.
Exactly.
A lot of people don't realize when they hear the word Cabelas or any of your other competitors, they think of corporation. They don't realize how much you actually do in the local area to help the local citizens get involved like that. I've been there many times, and you've had all kinds of little vendors outside, talking about different things, and it may be little hunting groups or stuff like that y'all have out front, and it's a lot of wealth of information when y'all do that.
Yes, that we try to do that in every single store, where the marketing manager is there to actually take what we do as a corporation and bring it into the community. And that's how we like to be able to be involved and be seen and actually go out and do the things that we sell the products for. Now,
I know you work with a lot of different charity groups, nonprofits, Southeast Christian, Trinity Bass Club, 4-H, QDMA, Kentucky League of Sportsmen, NWTF. What are some, Ducks Unlimited?
Yes, we do a lot with Ducks Unlimited.
What do y'all do when you partner up with these people?
It actually depends. What we do different things. It depends on what kind of events they have coming up. Like, for instance, QDMA just had their youth military hunt.
Very successful.
Very successful. I think the last 2 years, the hunts here in Kentucky have been Hunt of the Year for QDMA. So yeah, that's kind of what we do. We go out there and we can help mentor, we can send products, volunteer, help sponsor with money, products, whatever they need.
And that's amazing, because these different organizations that do this stuff for the kids, especially the QDMA hunt with having all military kids, that's big, because their parents are out giving their lives for us every day to be able to hunt and fish.
Right.
To be able to do something for their family is a great thing, and for you all to step to the plate and help them with ground blinds or being mentors out there and doing all that stuff it really lets the public know that Cabelas cares not about your dollar, but it cares about you as a person and want to be involved in the outdoors. Now, y'all have got some really cool upcoming event coming up. Tell me a little about your event coming this weekend.
This weekend will be our deer camp event, and we'll have some different product demonstrations like ground blinds and tree stands, game cameras, camo, scent control. We'll have webs out doing a processing one day, as well as free scoring. So if anybody would like to have one of their mounts scored, they can bring it out, and we'll do that for free. We have a guy named Kelly Stockstill who will be out. He is an official scorer for Boone and Crockett, and he also scores for Pope and Young.
That's amazing, because people can, as you can see at home right now, we're showing some things on there that they offer here at Cabelas. The free deer scoring is really cool, because I'll see all these pictures posted on Facebook. Look at my 175-inch deer. And I'm thinking, you don't score like I do, because it looks like about a 122 to me. They grow when you worry about when you kill a buck if it's going to have ground shrinkage. But when it gets on Facebook, it just blows up to the size-wise, and it cracks me up. And a good friend of mine that's also it's with you all, Mike Hagan.
Yes.
And he always gets on Facebook and has a tear about people and their scoring abilities. So it's great that you can actually bring the deer out to Cabelas, have it officially scored by a professional, and really know what your deer scores, because unless you do it all the time, we can make a good educated guess, but you don't really know. But to have that official score is pretty cool. And one of our guests that are going to be on the next segment after you all is Webb's.
Yes.
And they're going to be out there. That's a great place to have out there with you, because a lot of people have a lot of questions, and we're going to be asking them a lot of questions.
Webb's they've also done an event that, 2 years in a row now. It was a bow fishing tournament. We've partnered with them on that 2 years now, and it's really been successful. So they also reach out to the community and do some different things. Bow fishing's getting bigger and bigger.
It is. It's getting huge. As far as Lights Outdoors, our TV show, we don't do a whole lot of bow fishing. We're going to start expanding into that. And I know the great place to buy all of our equipment would be Cabelas.
Right.
Because I was in there last week looking at some of the stuff. But tell me a little bit about the Safari Club International, the program you have with them.
Yeah, every year they also have a program, their apprentice program, where it's pretty much an entire program for kids. They go in, they can, it's a classroom the first day where they can get their hunter's ed orange card, and then they go out and they shoot at different stations. They'll do muzzle loading, bows, crossbows, rifles, and they'll just learn the safety and how to shoot, and it's pretty much a hands-on program. It's a really, really successful program as well.
Now, when does this program take place?
That one, I believe, is in August every year.
So that's perfect, right before deer season. The kids can get their orange cards, get prepared, learn some hands-on training before they ever get out in the woods. Now, you've got a couple more programs that you all partner up with, the Wheeling for Whitetails?
Yeah, that's a program. This will be the first year we've done this. We've partnered with Jim Warren with NWTF and the Paralyzed Veterans of America. So we will be taking approximately 15 paralyzed veterans out to deer hunt this year, and everything will be completely free all the way down to the processing.
And they're going to be doing this hunt over in Indiana.
They are.
And there's some great big monsters over in Indiana. It's going to be in southern Indiana, correct?
Yes, around Charlestown.
That's perfect. There's a lot of good deer in that area, so hopefully those guys really, we owe them.
Yes, definitely.
To have stuff like this going for them. So it's really a pleasure that knowing that Cabelas is teaming up with them and be able to do this. Now, we're going to go to a break here in a second. When we come back, we're going to talk to Jesse a little bit. We're going to talk about some of this cool gear we have on this thing here, on this table right here, and talk to you a little bit about what your job is and kind of what you do. So folks, stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Wild Kentuckiana Live. I'm your host, Tom Chamberlain, and I have Toni here and Jesse from Cabelas. Before we went to break, we were talking about some of the programs that they were involved with, which is really special to anybody out there in the outdoors as far as the military programs, NWTF, 4-H. Y'all help about every charity possible when it comes to hunting or fishing related. And I think most of the viewers at home didn't realize how much community involvement Cabelas actually has. So part of our show is to promote what you do, not only in your stores, but outside of your stores. Now, before we get into the gear on the table here, and I think me and Jesse will probably wrestle for the days up to see if I can get that out of his hands. You want to talk about another program?
Well, one of the things that we do, it's a little bit different than other retailers, is Black Friday. Everybody gets up early and goes shopping and stands in line, but we like to just go out and be part of Black Friday with our customers. So when they're standing in line, we're out there giving them free donuts, coffee, we have a DJ, we have a movie playing, we have giveaways. We gave away last year, we gave away a gun, a power washer, just different things, money, gift cards.
Good call, because you can spend it right there while you're there.
So it's a lot of fun. So we're out there with the customer and just hanging out and talking, and we're just part of their Black Friday experience. So it's
I know it's still a little over a month away, but usually what time does that start, that Black Friday party?
We usually get there around 2 a.m.
Wow.
We have people that stay all night, though.
No
they start
kidding.
camping out in front of our store sometimes 1 to 2 days ahead of time to be first in line to get a free gift.
But nobody knows they kind of keep it secret of what
They
the
do.
Black Friday sales are going to be until when? Like a week before?
Probably so, yeah. Like we'll know the giveaways and stuff, but we don't really advertise them until, really close to Black Friday.
It's a pretty good marketing plan right there. That's why
It's a
you're
lot of
the
fun.
retail marketing manager. Is this, you come up with this? And now, every week Cabelas runs an ad, and that's the first thing I look for when it comes out is trying to find that ad somewhere. As you can see right here, this is the current ad running right now. Some really good deals on some camouflage and binoculars and cameras and hang-ons and two-man stands. And if Cabelas does not have it, you really don't need it. That's kind of my theory.
Yeah.
I was so glad when you all opened up here in Louisville, because I've always been a Cabelas fan, but there was never one close to me. Wasn't a fan of the outdoor store across the bridge. Never was a fan of it. So I'd usually go to Gander Mountain and Bowling Green. Was my closest next place. It's my go-to number 2 besides Cabelas. So when y'all opened up here, first thing I did was get a Cabelas credit card.
Awesome.
And my wife was like, really? So, you know, I was glad that y'all opened up. My wife, not so much. But Jesse, let's talk a little bit about what we have here on the table. So let's go over a couple of these items you have here.
All right, up here on the table, we've got 3 things today. It's got the Cabelas Alaskan Guide headlamp, the Cabelas Instinct insulator jacket, and then the Cabelas Outfitter 12 megapixel black IR camera.
Now, tell me a little bit about this camera right here, because right now everybody's using these cameras, and you know, for our TV show, we have them out basically almost year-round. So I would like to always keep an inventory of the deer we have on our property at all times, whether it's, you know, early season, late season rut, doesn't matter. I like to know what's there. It's also good for, you know, catching trespassers and four-wheelers and that type of thing too. But what sets this Cabelas one apart from every other camera on the market?
Well, it's 12 megapixels start out for the price point.
Okay.
It's got a 2-inch LCD screen on the inside, so you can view your pictures before you even take your card out.
Oh, okay. So you can see them right there. You don't have to take it out, take it to a laptop or an iPad or whatever.
You can actually see if you want to take your camera out to save pictures or anything.
Right.
It's going to have an 85-foot maximum flash range at night.
Okay.
It's going to take up to a minute video, and you can actually change the megapixel on the camera depending on if you want to go get new batteries or not. So you can take it down to an 8 and a 5 megapixel camera.
To save your batteries for a longer life, because that's our biggest thing is when we're out there, seems like during the rut we're always trying to re-up our batteries to make sure we don't miss anything. Now, I was looking at it earlier, it's got a 1-second trigger speed. That's really fast. It's really comparable to the Cuddybacks, the higher end wild game innovations, you know, the blackouts and all those at a whole lot better price point than those too.
Yeah, and they come with something that a lot of people are looking for now. It actually has a screw-in tree mount.
Okay.
So if you've got a tree that's too big for your strap, all you do is you screw it into the side of the tree. There's a bolt that goes in the bottom of the camera, sits into the mount, and then you put in the nut on the end of it. And then if you want to, you can run your cable through it, security cable. Okay. And then that way you're able to angle it if you want to put it up high or however way you want to do it.
Now that, does that fit in the normal security boxes and all that also the same way?
Yes, it has a security box that Cabelas makes for it.
Okay.
And the security box will actually bolt to the tree first. So you bolt it to the tree, put the camera in there, and then close it and lock it.
And talk a little about the headlamp. Headlamp is something everybody should carry in their backpacks or in their pockets, and no matter, because you don't know what's going to happen. You know, I have forgotten mine at the truck, harvested an animal late, and had no lights. You know, trying to use your cell phone light's not very good, and end up having to make that long walk back to the truck to get the light. So it's very important that you keep a headlamp on you. Now that's the Alaskan Guide one?
Yes, Alaskan Guide in the headlamps is going to be our highest of the models. That one right there is going to have 96 lumens, and so have a 95-hour runtime. Okay. Now with the battery and how they've designed that, it's going to have a maximum brightness of the 90 of the 95 hours. Okay. So all the way up to its last life of the batteries, it's going to run at its highest potential. It's going to have a twist lock on the front of the light, so you can change it from a low beam to a high beam. And the battery pack is actually external, so it's very easy to get to the batteries.
And does it just take normal like AAA batteries or AA batteries?
Double A's.
Okay. And 95 hours, if you're in the woods for 95 hours continuously, you're in trouble anyway, and that lamp is the last thing you need to worry about. Now tell us a little bit about this jacket you got right here.
It's the insulator jacket. It's our Instinct line. Instinct in the clothing is going to be our top of the line. It's got a synthetic down inside of it, which is going to be, it's thinner. so you're able to not be as bulky. It's made for bow hunters.
Okay.
It's going to be water repellent, not waterproof, and it's going to have a maximum flex range, which means that it's for bow hunters. So when you're drawing back a bow or anything, it keeps from catching on the side of your jacket.
And it's also, even, when you're not bow hunting, it'd be a great underlying base layer because it looks very warm.
It's extremely warm.
And that would be a great base layer under a jacket during early muzzle loading or gun season. Well, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk to Jesse more about what his job entails at Cabelas. Stay tuned, folks. Welcome back to Wild Kentuckiana Live. I'm your host, Tom Chamberlain, and we have Cabelas here, a couple of guests from Cabelas here with us tonight. And again, guys, I really want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to come up here. I know it's your busy season. The place is packed every time you go there, so I know it's really hard for y'all to get away, so I really appreciate it doing it on your own time. Before we went to break, we talked about 3 really cool items you brought to show off. Yep. The camera, the headlamp, and the bow hunter insulated jacket. Those are really 3 nice items that you can find with really good price points at Cabelas every single day. It's stuff you keep in stock, so it's really cool. Now, Jesse, tell me a little bit about your job. What actually do you do for Cabelas?
I am the General Outdoors lead.
Okay.
That entitles being over the camping, all over into the fishing, marine, fly fishing, auto ATV, and then into the sunglasses and gifts area.
Okay. So you're basically a manager there.
Yep.
And how many people do you actually manage, you think?
It's around 20 to 25.
Okay. Wonderful. It's a hard balance just to make sure everybody's pulling their own weight and doing what they're supposed to be doing, because if somebody's not, you're the first person that hears it.
Yep.
So now you've done a lot of things for Cabelas as far as did some traveling with them, done some great events at Fort Knox. Tell us a little about the Fort Knox event that you did.
At Fort Knox, we went down to teach some of the military about tree stand safety.
Very important.
Yeah, showing them proper ways to climb trees, hang stands, how to use safety harnesses properly, and showing them if, in case they did fall with the safety harness, how to get out of it, how to kind of just a first aid to it, so to speak.
Now, did you test it for them? Did you show them how to get out if you jump?
I showed them. I just hung. I didn't actually jump out, but I hung and showed them if this what happens, this is what you do, and all that.
That's cool because, a lot of those guys, they're getting into hunting when they come back from either being deployed or, being away from their families a long time. It's a great rest and relaxation thing for them to be in the woods, same way we do it for. They're under more pressure than we are, of course.
Yes.
So it's great that Cabelas took the time to send some people out there to talk to them about the proper safety, because I'd hate for something to happen as simple as climbing a deer stand and them getting hurt when they just get back from deployment, you know what I mean? So that would be awful. So I'm glad that y'all did that, and I'm sure you had a big turnout for that.
Yes.
How many people do you think turned out for that event?
It was almost every soldier in Fort Knox.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many people did y'all send out there to help do this with?
3.
3. Well, that was an overload of information, wasn't it?
Yeah, but they had a bunch of groups, and it kind of had different stations, so it ended up being small groups, about 15, 20.
That's perfect. That's great. Now, you've done some traveling for Cabelas.
Yes.
You're part of the team that maybe goes to other Cabelas stores that are opening and helps them out?
Yeah, it's called the Pro Team. They pick 20 of the best people in their positions. And you go out to an opening of the store, you teach them how stuff's supposed to go. So just the basic guidelines and stuff. I go for the archery tech room.
Okay.
So while I'm there, I'm the lead tech, and just shows them how, if they don't know how to properly tie in a peep sight or adjust a bow, that's how. And you're usually gone a couple weeks, grand opening. It's really fun.
Is it? Now, what's the last store you went to help at?
Bristol, Virginia.
Bristol, Virginia. That's pretty good. It's right across from the Tri-City areas in eastern Tennessee, right there all together. That's a really, really cool area to go to. Done some hunting down that way. So how did you get involved in that, just being the best in your department? But you're not in the archery department. You're in the Marine and...
Yes. I was talking to one of the guys that picks the team for it, and he noticed that I always went back to help out in archery. And they asked me, he said, we've got a spot open to go to Garner, North Carolina, earlier in the year, and I was able to go, and a month later, and then I did 5 after that this year.
So you've done 5 already this year.
Yep.
Cabelas is expanding that much that they're doing 5 already.
Yep.
Now, is there another store in the process of being built in Kentucky or in the plans? Where's that at?
Yep. Right down in Lexington on where 75 meets Man of War.
Okay, so it's going to be really close to us. Now, will you be going to that store and helping open that store?
Oh yes,
Being so close.
It's 60 miles from my house, so I would.
Do they have an
guarantee
expected date of opening for that store yet or not?
It's supposed to be spring of 2016. I would guess around March or April, around there.
That'd be perfect right there, turkey season, right before
Yeah.
deer season. Now let's talk a little bit about the products you carry in your department. Go in depth to some of the products that the people at home would recognize and hear about that you carry.
The big one right now is Yeti.
Yeah.
So you got all the Yeti coolers. Well, right now it's the Yeti cups. So you got
The
your
tumblers and
the 20, the 30, the Colster, which is the hottest of everything right now, and then you've got the new 10-ounce Rambler Lowball, which is just a 10-ounce version of the Yeti Tumbler 20.
now that Yeti makes a really, really good product.
Yes.
Now, do y'all carry any of the competitors of Yeti? Do y'all carry more coolers or just the Yeti brand?
Carry Grizzly, which is going to expand into the Cabelas Alaskan Guide, the Polar Cap, which is our new ones, and then we carry Coleman's and a lot of the basic ones too.
Now, I'm going to tell you what I've found out about Cabelas over the years of ordering off the catalogs for so many years before we got a store locally here was, you know, if you get a name brand item and you get the Cabelas version of it, 9 times out of 10, the Cabelas version is almost identical at about a third of the price.
Yep.
And, you know, I always tell people, they're like, well, I'm going to go buy this product. I'm like, well, did you see if Cabelas has one of that product? Well, it don't have this name on there. Don't worry about that name unless you got more money and you got time. See if Cabelas sells that same type of product because it's going to be just as quality as that Yeti or whatever it may be. So I'm very happy even with the clothes that Cabelas has. You know, it's a really strong product across the board. And you can tell the corporation puts a lot of time and effort into making a good product that they feel good about the hunters wearing.
Yep.
Because the average hunter is who's your biggest target and who's going to, their buddies are going to see it. So, you know, they're like, well, that's a pretty cool jacket. Well, I got it over at Cabelas. It's Cabelas brand. It's not an Under Armour brand. It's not, you know, this brand or that brand. So that's the cool thing about Cabelas. And, you know, before we get you out of here, I just want to thank both of you all again. Y'all do wonderful things at that store. You do wonderful things in the community. And you don't know how, sometimes your jobs go unappreciated. So we want to thank you for doing that and let you know how much your job is appreciated for setting up all these events, Toni, that you're doing. Getting these kids involved, getting the military involved, and Jesse showing these other guys how to do their job properly and doing the training for them that they need and going out to Fort Knox and helping the military. Stuff like that may as a whole go unnoticed, but I promise you there's people out there that realize what you're doing and are thankful that you're doing that. So thank you again for taking time out of your day to come spend with me. I appreciate it. We love Cabelas. We're a big supporter of Cabelas, and I can't wait to get in there and spend some more money. So thanks again, guys.
Thanks for
so
having
stay
us.
tuned. We'll be right back with Webb's Processing. Hey guys, welcome back to Wild Kentuckiana Live. I'm your host, Tom Chamberlain. We switched up guests a little bit here. We had talked earlier with Cabelas about how Webb's has been involved with them for a while now, and I know Cabelas really appreciates your involvement with that. But we got father and son duo here, Marty and Trey. It's a pleasure, guys. Thanks a lot for being on the show tonight.
Thanks for having us.
Now, you all have been in business for 1 billion years and been successful for 1 billion years. It's a family-owned operation, am I correct?
Correct.
Now tell me a little bit how this all got started, how Webb's got to evolve to what it is today.
Well, Dad moved out of Louisville and went to Meade County in '63 and opened up a little town and country grocery. He was a meat cutter by trade through the GI Bill, Korean War veteran. And so he had me in the meat room at a pretty early age. And as you can tell, look at me, I always did like sausage. So that's kind of been my passion. This place has evolved from the country store into the slaughterhouse, and then it's gone into a USDA inspected facility now, and went on into our fundraising operation. We do a lot of deer. We appreciate all of our customers that keep coming, which has enabled us. And the two together has worked together and has allowed us to put in a lot of good state-of-art equipment.
Now, tell us a little bit how you got your family involved. You got your son here with you. I know he's probably, from a young age, probably learned processing.
Yeah, he's been following me ever since he got out of diapers.
Right.
I've got one of my older daughters works there also. My other two children, two daughters, they went to college, got their educations. They do everything, and they're always asking me. They still help at times.
Sure.
Every one of them, when they was little, they were in there helping. They didn't have no choice.
And that's pretty cool. I guess you've never really had any other job but Webb's. It's been your
This is it.
It's been your way, your passion, your whole life, and now you're a third generation. Is the general store still open, or is it strictly just processing now?
It's pretty much gone all processing now. Unfortunately, we needed the floor space for the sausage and everything else we do. So the next generation decided that they wasn't going to participate much in the store. Kind of broke my heart a little bit, but
Right.
me and Pop got over it, and that's the future right there.
It is, and all of our kids are the future, you know, and sometimes we try to hold on to things that aren't the best things to hold on to as far as profitability or marketing wise. But it sounds like your family really knows where the future is headed in processing, and that's what you gotta kind of do. You kind of got to go with the way the trend's going. And y'all been around for years. I've brought many deer up here to you all. For me, you're not the most convenient place because you are in Painville, Kentucky, in Meade County. But it's definitely worth the drive because y'all do fantastic work.
Yeah.
Now, how much of the processing you do you feel like is probably deer?
I'd say probably 65% of our business is just deer processing.
And you get people from all over the country bringing y'all deer, correct?
Yes.
Now, how far away have y'all had them come?
We've had them come from parts of Missouri to Virginia Beach, Indiana, all the southern states. If you figured it up, there's probably 15 or 16 different states that people hail from to get to us.
Now, why would somebody from Virginia Beach drive to Painville, Kentucky to have their deer processed?
Well, for one, I guess they just like what they're getting. I mean, we're grateful for them.
Yeah.
And that's been something that's helped us to promote our product, across the country. Is just because you've got that outreach of individuals like we are, and they recommend you, and they want some for Christmas, and that's just kind of how the ball's rolled for us.
And I can tell you, from what I see from an outsider looking in, if you're bringing people in from all over the country, from the whole South, Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, all the way east to the ocean, that tells me, for one, people like you, they like you guys, they like the work you're doing, and they trust you all to either drive their animal to you or however they get it to you. That's a long way. They're incurring a lot of expenses to have Webb's process it.
Yeah.
And that's impressive. That's impressive. Because how many deer processors are they going to pass on away from Virginia Beach? 200?
Several, I would think.
And
how many do they pass when they reach Louisville?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you have a lot of competitors in the Louisville market and surrounding areas. What makes you all different from them?
Well, we're a full-time operation. We're not just, the crank up the weekend before season to make sure everything's running. We're there every day. That's our job.
And I think that speaks volumes about who you are and what you all do, is because they know this is y'all's job. Because y'all get, how many deer y'all have now? If you had to guess, how many deer would you have right now in your refrigerators ready to go?
Probably 150 whole deers, not counting coolers.
And that's ready to be processed?
We're finishing up our USDA inspected products this week so we can get started on the custom deer processing.
Now, go into a little bit about the USDA products. What is that exactly?
That's the products that are made. All the meat coming in, nothing wild can be used. That's strictly illegal. What we do, we obtain animals. We've gotten some out of Kentucky off high fence operations. We go to Texas supplies us, Louisiana supplies us. We go to those guys and we buy them. They'll do all the processing down there. It's all under federal inspection, just like you would beef, chicken, or pork. And then it gets shipped to us on a freezer truck.
Okay.
And then we have an inspector on site there. He's there every day. We got guidelines that we have to abide by. We have to prove that what we're doing is safe and wholesome. And
Like what kind of products is it?
we do our beef jerky, and we do all the jerkies out of the exotic animals, from rabbits to we kangaroos. We've used some camel,
Really?
alligator, wild boar, deer, elk, buffalo, those type animals. And we're just always looking for something new on the menu.
Summer sausages, smoked sausages, snack sticks.
And that's great. It's some of the products that we got displayed right here. I didn't realize you all reached out like that and did that type of wild exotic animals as far as jerky wise. It's pretty cool. I didn't realize that was an
If
option.
we can get a good supply of a wholesome product that's come through the legal channels and everything, then we're always experimenting.
That's pretty cool. Now, is there anything that you've tasted that you thought, wow, I'm not much on that as far as the exotic animals?
Well, one thing we've kind of learned, we prefer Louisiana alligator.
Really?
It's a much better product than the. Nothing wrong with Florida alligator if you like fish.
Right.
But I don't know. I think it's more of an on the processor
Okay,
in that
gotcha.
area. So, like right now, I've used up all of our reserved alligator because Louisiana wasn't available. So,
Gotcha.
if I can't get Louisiana, then we'll just be without product until we can get it.
Well, that's good. We're going to take a small break right here. When we come back, we're going to talk about some of the stuff here you brought to showcase off and some fundraising projects that you are involved with. So, folks, stay tuned. Welcome back to Wild Kentuckiana Live. I'm your host, Tom Chamberlain. We got some really, really cool guests with us tonight. Now we got the Webbs from Paineville, Kentucky. But before we get back into that, I really want to talk about, just for a few minutes, guys, a really great sponsor we just signed up with is Knob Creek Gun Range. And if you get the chance to go out there, those guys are really cool. I don't know if you know the Summers and the gang out there at Knob Creek. They got everything you can imagine you want, from ARs to shotguns, pistols, rifles, muzzle loaders. They bore sight. The machine gun shoots what they're famous for every year. They do that twice a year. So they're really stand-up guys. They got a great range, and we're really proud to welcome to the Wild Kentuckiana Live family as a great sponsor. Of course, Wild Kentuckiana Live's always looking for more sponsors. You know, it's a great show. It's a great informative show. We like to bring a lot of good guests on here and talk about different things. So definitely, if you get a chance, right now is the right time of year to start going up to Knob Creek to sight in your deer rifles. It's just a couple weeks away, and those guys out there, they will definitely take really, really good care of you. So again, thank you, Knob Creek Gun Range. Okay, Marty and Trey, what you got here with this is some really cool products here. Now, Trey, can you tell us a little bit what's on the table here?
Yeah, what we have is a variety of our products that we make, and we make a tremendous amount of products and various types of sausages and jerkies. You know, we have our whole muscle beef jerky, which is made out of top rounds of beef cuts. We slice it, marinate it, then dehydrate it in our industrial smokehouses.
Okay.
We also have our snack sticks, which are similar to a Slim Jim, but better.
Which are great because those fit really easily into your backpack when you're going to the woods.
Yep.
And they're great little snacks to hold you over if you're going to have a long stay.
They are, you know, and they're a shelf-stable product, so they require no refrigeration. You know.
How long are they good for? Say you had it, you know, you bought it for this year's deer season, and man, I forgot my backpack. Next deer season, could you still eat that thing?
Roughly. They have a 1 year shelf life.
1 year shelf life, okay.
You know, from the time that they are produced, so, you know, you'd have to
They don't
check.
ever last that long with me in the stand, I can
They'll
promise
last
you that.
longer than a year, but the best palatability is within that 12 months.
Okay. They usually last about 12 minutes when I get in the stand.
Yeah.
So I don't have to worry about that year.
They never last very long, especially if you got kids around. Don't leave
Oh,
them
I
in the
know.
back
My
seat.
son will tear it up.
You know, and we make summer sausages. You know, our products are, we have, as far as summer sausage goes, we have both a freezer product and a shelf-stable product that you could take in your pack with you, or on, you know, an excursion trip where you're hunting in Colorado.
Right.
You know, we got those products available. That way you don't have to worry about a cooler or nothing you can put
And
in
it's
your
a
backpack.
great source of protein if you are on that long out west hunt. You know, you got to have that protein for your stamina and different altitudes we're not used to around here. So that would be a great item to have in your backpack. And you don't even need crackers. You can take your knife out of your pocket, get your chunk off, make sure you keep
Right.
your protein up and your energy up.
And the variety of flavors that we have probably surpass any other out there. You know, we make about 34, 35 different products, you know, that of any flavor and any profile that anybody's looking for, from the mildest to some of the hottest stuff. You know, we don't mess with ghost peppers, but we keep
Right.
some hot stuff around. You know,
Now, do y'all incorporate the cheese in any of yours also?
yeah, we got products that have cheese and peppers both mixed into them.
Nice.
You know, that way if you like it with it in there, you can get it. If you don't, you can order it without it.
And is this stuff able to order off your website?
Yep. You can order it off our website, and we can ship it straight to your house.
That's wonderful.
Ship it to anywhere that allows U.S. goods. So we ship to a lot of APOs, which is military bases overseas and
Right.
stuff. You know, some foreign countries don't allow pork and stuff in their country.
Right.
But if it's going to an APO, then you can get through there.
Nice. I'm sure the military guys really appreciate getting the big old sausage of Webb sausage delivered to them. Boy, it really takes
Yeah.
the edge off, I'm sure.
Yeah, all of our APOs ship free through us.
That's wonderful. Y'all do a lot for the military, and it's very much appreciated.
We do all we can.
And, you know, I know you said your dad was a Korean War vet, and, you know, that's big. That's big. Now, you do some fundraising. Tell us how this fundraising program works.
The fundraising programs work that any youth group or church group, school group, you know, has the ability to approach us for a fundraiser where they will, you know, purchase our product at a discounted rate and sell it at concession stands or other live events or festivals that they want to be at, and you know, whatever profits they make off of it is what they get. Or they can, if they want to do it as a real big organization like FFAs and 4-H, a lot of times they have catalog sales.
Okay.
Where we supply them with all the catalog information that they need, and they give all the catalogs to the students, which will go around door to door, family members, and they'll order various packages or items out of the catalog.
And it's like group packages of different, you know, like a variety pack of things that are in there.
We have a lot of different variety packs that they can order, and what we do differently than most fundraising organizations is that we prepackage all the units together per child, so that the administrators and advisors of the group don't have to split it out when they receive it.
So when they get it, little Johnny's package is already together, and he knows what he's getting.
Yeah,
Yep.
It's headache free pretty much.
They give it to them, and the kid takes it back to whoever bought it.
Well, I would rather somebody come to me with a brochure of Webb's than I would candles or cookies or popcorn or any other junk.
Well, this stuff's not like candy. It don't melt.
That's right. That's a good point to make. Is, you know, all those kids sell that candy, and it's by the time you get it, it's nasty. You know, and then how many times can you buy a candle? How many candles do you really need? But you can always purchase this because it's always good to eat on it.
Well, that's the one thing that's been a beauty with this. You'll have one group that'll come through and do a fundraiser, and 3 or 4, or maybe even 3 or 4 weeks later, another one will come through. Well, they've done 8 what they wanted, so they're ready again.
So they already know what they want to order the
Yes.
second time around.
Well, we've had to restructure this thing a couple of times, haven't we? Because we start getting these phone call requests, you know, right in the middle of a fundraiser. Well, can we do this? What can you do? What we need to sell them by the whole box. They said, well, yeah, we'll set it up. So one guy done his on notebook paper, didn't he? He ended up selling right at $1,000 worth on that.
Well, that's really good that you're willing to work with these organizations on the fly
We're flexible.
to help them out. What's, you know, makes it easier for them. And it's a great way because it gets your product out there. People now that maybe had not known Webb's know Webb's.
It
And
made a difference.
It's a great marketing tool to do. It's a very, very smart concept to do that. So when we come back, we're going to talk about a little more stuff you did with your bow fishing tournament and talk a little more products. So guys, stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Wild Kentuckiana Live. I'm your host, Tom Chamberlain. Earlier in the show, we had Cabelas on here with a lot of great information. We promoted our new sponsor, Knob Creek Gun Range, which we're really proud to have. And now we're promoting Webb's processing plant. Now, I want to thank you guys for coming out again. Before we go into anything else, one more question I have about the fundraising. Well, actually two. How can they contact you about it? And what kind of profit margin can these nonprofit schools or church clubs or whoever's using this make on this product?
Well, the easiest way for them to contact us, that way we got digital copies of everything nowadays, is to go on our website, webbsbutcherblock.com, and click on the fundraising tab and the contact me section of that. And that'll send us an email, and we'll contact you back through email or phone call, whatever you prefer, to get you the information that you need.
And you're, like I said, you're very flexible. You can work with any program and just about change anything to meet their accommodations, it sounds like you've done in the past.
Just about.
Now, what kind of profit can these organizations expect to make on this?
For the most part, you start out at making about 42%. So, for about every $100 that y'all sell, you make about 42 bucks.
And that's great because, especially in the rural counties, this stuff is really easy to sell. Especially when you get that big Kentucky Proud logo on the side of all your products,
all of our products are Kentucky Proud. But the groups have the option of earning up to about 52% because we have an extra earning opportunity that for every $2,500 of product that they sell, they get a free case of sticks, which there's 192 of them in there. That MSRP on them is about $1.25 a piece.
Nice.
So that's free money that they get. And they could either resell them, or they can eat them, give them to the kids as bonuses.
Right.
The more they sell, the more free sticks that they get.
Right.
Then we have promo codes that are in the PTO Today magazines and various other advertising avenues that we use. That if they use those promo codes along with everything else, they make about 52%. That's
impressive because when you get into other fundraising ideals, it's hard to do anything over 35%, and you start out base at 42, so that's already ahead of the game, and you're selling a product people want, they don't dread. If I took this to work and said, hey, I'm selling summer sausage and sticks, it's not like I'm taking, hey, can you buy a candle from me?
Yeah.
They're a whole lot more excited, especially if you got a lot of hunters where you work at, or husbands that hunt.
Well, this product appeals to both men and women.
It does.
You take it to work if you're a mechanic or whatever, and the guys are going to buy it because they like to eat summer sausage, but then the wife's going to buy it because the kids will eat it, and she don't have to cook a meal.
Right. It's a cheap way to, an easy way for mom to have a night off and let's eat some sausage tonight.
Whereas guys ain't going to buy candles.
No, we're not going to buy too many candles. I don't care if you put deer on them or not, I'm still not buying one.
You're going to buy so many candles for your wife.
That's right. After a while, she'll think I'm cheap and not want to buy her anything else. Now let's talk a little bit about this bow hunt or this bow fishing project y'all were involved with.
As Tony mentioned earlier, Cabelas has been a sponsor with us from the get-go. And what this event is, it's a charity event for the USO. We do all we can for the military because those guys are protecting us to allow us to do what we enjoy doing.
Amen.
Which is making sausage, deer hunting, fishing, and bow fishing is becoming big on the scene, and we enjoy bow fishing. We do it quite a bit. Got our boats rigged up, set up, so we got into setting up a tournament that we could host to benefit the troops.
Now, where's this tournament held at?
It's held out of our facility in Paineville.
Okay.
We got a couple acres worth of field where we park all the trucks and we weigh all the fish in. We supply the fish disposal and everything. We offer a $2,500 first place guaranteed.
Nice.
Whether we only have a few boats or we have a lot of boats, somebody's walking away with big money. It's been a really good event for us. It showed progression. Got a lot of door prizes. And everything.
Where are y'all actually doing the bow fishing at?
Any public water in Kentucky that has a public access ramp.
So basically, everybody just brings their fish to you at the end, right?
Yep.
So you don't actually go out in Ohio with them or nothing. It's just
Nope.
it's a meeting place at the end for the biggest fish or the most poundage. How's it?
Most poundage. It's a big 30 tournament, so the teams weigh in their 30 biggest fish.
Now, how many years has this been going on?
2 years.
Now, what's been the biggest weigh-in so far?
This year probably we had first place was 470 some pounds.
Golly.
And the weather's been bad both years. We've had rain both times, or the river's been high.
Right.
So it's been tough to get fish.
That's still a lot of pounds, though.
If the weather's right and the river's right, we expect to see 800 to 900 pounds be first place.
Really. Now, how many boats did y'all have this year participate?
We had 18.
That's really good. Only being 2 years into an event, having 18 boats, was it an increase from the previous year?
It was actually down just a couple boats, but that's
Okay.
mainly because of the weather.
Yeah.
Like I said, it was raining that afternoon, and they was calling for rain all week, so we was expecting it to be down a little bit.
Now, is this open just to Kentucky residents or Indiana residents or anybody?
Anybody. We have a lot of Indiana and Kentucky residents that shoot it.
Wonderful. And y'all donate all this money to the USO?
Yep. We sent last year we sent almost $3,000, and this year we sent about 2,800.
That is super impressive. And I'm sure for these events you're still looking for door prizes all the time. So if anybody at home owns a company outdoor-wise or otherwise, maybe give y'all a contact if they have some door prizes that y'all might be able to use.
Yep. We recognize all of our sponsors on both our website and our Facebook page.
That's impressive, guys. I really appreciate that. Where can these hunters, whether they're local or they're not local, how they get a hold of Webb's?
Well, there's a couple of options. We do offer a remote pickup drop-off at some of the other processors around the state. There's about 10 or 12, I do believe. They can go online. It's got a complete listing of them, phone numbers, great bunch of people. I've been working with some of them for a good many years. They do excellent work, or we wouldn't be doing business with them.
Absolutely.
And we send a refrigerated truck out and pick up, and then when we get the product done, it's all boxed, frozen, and we ship it back to them.
And then they go back to that drop-off. As you can see on TV right here, it's got the meat drop-off stations, and there's a lot of places on there. I know if you're in the Bullitt, Spencer County area, Scott Herndon, our local favorite game warden, Sergeant Game Warden, taxidermy, he does a drop-off for you. So definitely there's many ways they can get a hold of you. 1-877-EAT-WEB.
That number's actually has been disconnected.
Okay. And you can go to your website, get the contact information off your website.
They can email us.
Email you, go to drop-offs, just a little bit everywhere. And I tell you folks, if you get the opportunity to try Webb's out, if you've been processing your deer at home and it gets aggravating and cumbersome, these guys are professional. They do a wonderful job, and they make stuff that people can't make at home. They have to come to you or somebody like you for this. I would definitely recommend using Webb's over anybody else. I've used them before. I'm super proud of them, and I want to thank you guys. Folks, stay tuned. We'll see you next week on Wild Kentuckiana Live.